Here we go!
Hey, what's up, Blue Blurs? This is Gamer Blake 90, your proud chief of the Blue Blurs, here to continue our playthrough series of Sonic 3 and Knuckles as we go through the beautiful, the historic, the majestic, Hidden Palace Zone, which isn't so much a fully fleshed out state like all the others as it is meant to be an anchor that connects the events of a storyline in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so it's not really meant to be that kind of stage you can fully experience, but it's a shame to have to acknowledge that, because just imagine if Hidden Palace was fully fleshed out. The design, the architecture, it looks so freaking beautiful, bro, for just a mere extension of Lava Reef. Like, look at this. And it's fitting too, because this is meant to be the hidden shrine for both the Master Emerald and the Super Emeralds that give it its higher powers. Whew! I love how beautiful this stage looks. It's a pity that it's even shorter than Sonic CD's Stardust Speedway, and that's quite an achievement in itself. Anyway, as I said, this isn't a fully fleshed out stage, it's pretty straightforward, but there are a couple of hidden sections, has been named Hidden Palace, that you can easily overlook if you don't take Tails along for the ride, or if you aren't playing as Tails yourself. And speaking of Tails, trying to get him to fly in this game is basically like playing Russian roulette. You just try it and you pray, and usually it doesn't work, but this time around it did. And a little tip there, when you jump off of Tails after having him carry you somewhere, there's a slight lift in your jump before you have to start heading back towards the ground. And because Tails tends to run out of gas before you can get all the way up here, using that little jump will actually help you clear the gap and bring you over to this hidden area that's got all of these item boxes, if you can even believe that. And there's another one all the way over here, containing an extra life even, along with 2 ring boxes. I bet many of you did not know about that, and if I'm being honest, neither did I up until recently. In fact, I was just practicing commentary before I fired up this video, because you know me, I'm pretty stingy about that sort of stuff. But on one of my replays of the Hidden Palace Zone, I ended up coming across those hidden areas and I was like, wait a minute, I gotta add that into the video. So that was almost a segment that never came to be. Anyway, we're gonna take that teleporter and it will bring us all the way up here to a breathtaking view of the Death Egg overlooking the background of Hidden Palace, surrounded by all of those pieces of jagged rock and circling a lit area. That's pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? That's what we call foreshadowing, yeah, that's it. Anyway, usually when you make it to this point of Hidden Palace, you won't have at least 50 rings to go hypersonic, but because we found those hidden areas, that's a completely different story, and we could go super or hyper if we wanted, to mop the floor with this pushover right here who's been a pain in our side ever since the very start of this game. But unlike this guy, I believe strongly in the concept of fair play, and not being so easily exploitable like how he is right now. Because as hard as it is to believe, Knuckles has multiple attacks in his mini boss fight where you have to land 8 hits on him to beat him. But for whatever reason, after you hit him, if you just stand to one side of the stage, all he will do is spin dash at you. At which point you can just jump it, and as soon as it turns to his combat animation, you can jump back on top of him and hurt him just like that. Otherwise, he will occasionally glide around the map, land, and then just do his little bring it on animation, waiting for you to come to him and fight him. Also up here is a mural that foretells the prophecy of what is to come. Obviously talking about the end point of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And you got the Master Emerald right there, and a figure to the right that is encircled by energy, obviously meant to represent hypersonic. Whereas the machine to the left, that's gotta be the Death Egg robot trying to take off the Master Emerald in a certain stage that we'll get to at some point. But yeah, those explosions that went up behind Knuckles are signaling a danger coming from Eggman. We're gonna follow him to his shrine of the Master Emerald, and look at all these Super Emeralds. God, they hate the beauty of this place. And there it is, Eggman showing off his true colors to the redhead. Knuckles is like, hey boy, what you think you're doing? Give me back my wedding ring. Yes, I call his Master Emerald a wedding ring, because, come on. As fixated as he is on that gem, you have to wonder. But I'm just kidding when I say that, though. It's just a running joke of mine, really. And it is part of his duty as a guardian of the Master Emerald to watch out for it, because now it's fallen into Eggman's hands, the world could be in danger. And seeing as Knuckles has just realized that he was wrong to mistrust Sonic in the first place, he's going to be giving us a helping hand. Bless him. And now he just looks exhausted. Obviously an after effect of getting shocked relentlessly by Eggman. Kind of weird that he can work up his last bit of strength to break over that gate and guide us up here to the other zone we're covering in this video, and that of the Sky Sanctuary Zone. And a little bit gonna work his magic again, but first, we get a glimpse of a dead egg breaking through the ocean of clouds we've got right here below us. As you might have guessed, this is a stage where you can easily fall to your death. Well, like most gaps anyway. If you actually fall into this gap to the left of a teleporter where you start the stage, you actually can't fall past it to your death. There's like some kind of hovering function that's keeping you airborne and preventing you from falling to your death. And you also couldn't fall to your death if you fell here before Knuckles pressed that switch to activate the bridge. Sky Sanctuary can feel intimidating like that. Furthermore, pay attention to those things flying out in the background, as those represent miniature Death Egg robots, or miniature egg robots as an easier way of addressing them. Pay close attention to them flying out in the background like that, and get ready to attack them if you do catch wind of it happening. Case in point, for some reason that first one we saw earlier didn't actually lead to an enemy coming our way, but this will be a different story. The most they'll do is spit lasers in a horizontal direction, so it's easily jumped so that you can punish them for that straight away. Not a whole lot of a threat to them really, but they're supposedly Eggman's last line of defense as he prepares to head into outer space now that the Death Egg is in motion again. Which is the reason we're here in the Sky Sanctuary Zone. It'll take us to the highermost points of Angel Island that we can use sort of a stepping stone to help propel to the Death Egg before it's too late. But of course we have to get there first. And look at these! These clouds we can use as trampolines, and these open up a lot of platforming possibilities in Sky Sanctuary along those crumbling towers that you can use as stepping stones. It's only a pretty fun stage, it's a very relaxing one because of the vibe the music gives, but some sections can feel a little quirky if you aren't careful. Oh, and look at this. Sky Sanctuary also contains some old throwbacks to some of the boss battles you may have previously encountered in the last two classic Sonic games. In the case of this guy right here, we got Mecha Sonic piloting Eggman's Egg Robo, or Eggmobile, excuse me, along with a checkerboard ball from the very first boss in Sonic 1's Green Hill Zone. Furthermore, in the original Sonic 3, you just heard that all the traditional Act 2 boss music whenever you came face to face with these throwbacks to the bosses, but we're playing Sonic 3 a.i.r, which allows you to play the old soundtrack for the previous boss battles in the last two classic Sonic games. In that case, you just heard the boss theme from Sonic 1, and when we get to the other throwback, you'll hear the Sonic 2 boss music. That was a beautiful touch-up on part of the Sonic 3 a.i.r team as they worked to retouch this game. And talk about beautiful. Hidden Palace was definitely drowning in beauty, and this is no different. These water fountains, up in the skyward location at that. And for some reason, every time I look at Sky Sanctuary, I think back to this old anime movie that's called Castle in the Sky, or something like that title. I think if people know what I'm talking about, I haven't actually got to see that particular movie, but I do remember it being a thing, and every time I come here, it just goes right across my mind. I don't really know why, considering I never actually watched it. And it wasn't out of choice either, I just never got a copy of it, so I couldn't exactly indulge. Oh yeah, crumbling bridges. Watch out for those. And you know what, I need to take back something I said earlier. There aren't all that many gaps where you can fall to your death, because generally if you do fall off a collapsible bridge like that, it proved me wrong. I was going to say you would typically end up falling to a lower level of a Sky Sanctuary Zone because it's essentially a multi-layer stage where your journey is to go not to the left or right, but up. But before we get back to that, let's deal with this other throwback to a Sonic 2 boss from the dreaded Metropolis Zone. I don't know why they chose this one, because my god, that boss was forgettable. It wasn't difficult, it was very much forgettable. That said, it does lead to an achievement that you can collect if you're playing Sonic 3 a.i.r, whereas if you only pop like no balloons or one balloon when beating this boss, you'll unlock an achievement. If you don't know what your achievements are, just check the extras menu and you should find them there. Alright. Oh, by the way, Mecha Sonic is the main big bad of Sky Sanctuary, but he's little better than the original Mecha Sonic. He's even more of a pushover than Knuckles is, I would go so far as to say. Not gonna be that much of a boss battle to deal with. Although if you play Sonic 3D and 2D by Soda Nuck, Mecha Sonic is actually a lot more imposing there. If you've been following my last playthrough, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, these rotating platforms, let's use them to make our way through the rest of the stage. And by the way, you can take those platforms for a spin, just don't touch their underside or they'll literally prick your fingers because they have spikes on them. And there's another teleporter right there. As I said, your ultimate goal of Sky Sanctuary is to go upwards so you can actually reach the Jet Edge before Eggman gets away. So up, up, and away, like Santa Claus. Didn't set up a spring immediately, that was kind of weird. Oh well. Okay, this should be the very last point of Sky Sanctuary. We're gonna run across these crumbling bridges. It's a mostly automated section, so not a whole lot to see there. And it's gonna take you to this very last teleporter that will, in turn, teleport you to the end point of Sky Sanctuary, where you'll be coming face to face with this wannabe Metal Sonic that's also known as Mecha Sonic, with those dinosaur spikes there. And he's got highly predictable attack patterns that honestly aren't much to worry about, and they're always in the same order. He'll first start with that horizontal dash across the air, and then he'll do that little bounce for his second attack. For his third attack, he'll jump toward the middle ground, spin dash along it, and then as he lands back on the ground, he'll alternate between simply standing there letting you hit him, or he will skate back across the map and just wait for you to do your thing. As far as these attacks, however, they're always in the same order. So it isn't a highly innovative boss, if I'm being honest. As I said, it's a pushover. So we're gonna make short work of him. And you know what? Because I hadn't let you all get the well, I was going to say I haven't let you all get the opportunity to see Hypersonic all that much, I decided to have him deal the last blow, because why not? I'm a nice guy like that. You can thank me later. Well, see ya, Mecha Sonic. No one's gonna miss ya. Save it may be a very small collective of fans who will in fact miss you, but I won't be among them. Alright, we got this transitional cutscene. Sonic and Tails gotta run, 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 run! You always know the outcome of this segment, but somehow it never fails to make you a tad anxious, honestly, over what's to come, especially considering that once you reach the top, here you are at the end point of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the Death Egg Zone, where it all started in Sonic 2, and where it's about to end in Sonic 3. However, I can see that Tails in need of a nap, judging from the fact that he's yawning. And I did say this video would only cover Hidden Palace Sky Sanctuary, so check back here very soon for my last video to end all this playthrough as we go through the Death Egg Zone. Oh, and the Doomsday Zone. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. I will see you all next time when we end off this series. And if you did like this video, you know the drill. Like the comments, drop them down below. Always curious to get your feedback. But for now, I'm gonna let you all have a break, and I will see you next time. Until then, peace. Blue Blurs for life, and take care.